welcome back to another part of the zombie apocalypse series. So today is episode 23. I actually cannot fathom that this is the last but three, like the third. There's only 3 more episodes, but this is the third to last episode. I don't know how to describe it. Basically, there's only 2 more episodes after this. That was the best work. You know what? Okay, anyways, point is, there's not many episodes after this, and I find that insane. So in the last episode, a lot of stuff was revealed, especially about Kristen and Maia's relationship. So we thought all along that Kristen and Maia were happy and that, you know, they were fiancés, but in reality, it turns out that Kristen just was not very nice to Maia throughout the relationship. And it was definitely quite a hard episode because it just a lot of stuff was happening. So there's a lot of people in the comments having very different opinions, and I find it very interesting to hear what you guys think about everything that's happening so far. And I'm not going to say anything, but yeah, I thought we start on Erin's day. Apparently, she's decided to just wake up at like, what, 1 a.m? Like, babes, honey bun, sweetie baby, love you the most, but please go back to bed. I don't know what she needs. I think, she needs a wee. Okay, babes, go urinate, babes. Or just stand there. Oh no, the laundry again. Are you kidding me? Bro, I hate this laundry thing. Why did I add it into the game? It wasn't even like I can blame one of you guys. I don't even think anyone suggested it. I think I did it myself, which basically just means it's my problem. Also, this incoming discovery quest is actually peeing me off. Like, why is it on here every single time I go onto this save file? Like, shut up. I know what I'm doing. I said that, but then again, like, look at her needs right now. Do I really know what I'm doing? Oh my god, navigating needs. Okay, to be fair, that one makes sense. But I don't need to know, okay? I've played the game enough. I've got 6,800 hours, which I checked, and I do have that many hours. And honestly, it makes me quite upset that I have that many hours. I just don't want to talk about it. I don't know how it's happened. I don't know why we've got to this point. Bit awkward. Something about like the flies or whatever out here really grosses me out. Every time I go here, I'm like, Jesus H Christ. I would never go in there in a million years. I would rather squat on the bush. Oh, is that broken? Oh my god. I love my life. I love coming into the safe file and seeing disaster and clothes. Okay, everyone's asleep. Thank the Lord Jesus. Obviously, we know that Niko had to sleep on the sofa/bench. Honestly, that's so uncomfortable. Like, look at that. That is no mattress, okay? That is horrible. But they had to sleep there because of Maia and Xavier staying here. So them two are in here. Maia, I think, is feeling very sad. Yeah, she's not feeling good at all. And she's kind of like crying as she is sleeping, which is completely understandable because we found out that Hazel and Charlie are actually her grandparents. And she had no idea that she kind of had this bad feeling that they might not be here when she got here, you know, given the circumstances, but she also like really hoped that it wasn't true, but alas, they are indeed gone. I love the idea of getting up for a midnight snack and the only thing you can eat is a carrot. Like, that is so depressing to me. I don't know what it is, but like, imagine like, oh, I'm really craving something right now. What is it that I'm craving? A carrot. Like, are you genuinely dead serious with me right now? Like, it's not even a big carrot. Like, what kind of a small carrot is that? It's like one of the tinned ones. Like, and the baby's crying. Oh, good Lord. Halo, I'm so sorry. I'm really bad at this whole parenting business. Like, Adeline is doing great or whatever, but like, I'm not. I am really not going to take care of my babies. She's parenting level 6 already. Adeline can now make other parents feel better when parenthood gets tough. I mean, other parents? I don't know if that's really an issue in this scenario, babes, but sure. The way that it's currently 5 a.m. and Adeline is stood here, like, feeding her baby makes me so upset. Like, I don't know how she's doing this right now, given the circumstances. She is an icon, a legend, a absolute, icon and legend, as I've already stated. Like, how are you doing this right now, babes? How are you not delirious? I don't even understand. I am so impressed. I don't know how. Oh, Jesus H Christ. Oh my god, scary baby. Scary baby. Okay, sorry, that's mean, but they are quite scary. So Miles has woken up quite early. It's about 6 a.m. By the way, guys, I'm not gonna lie, because I've got too many Sims in the household right now, I currently can't change their outfits, and I never change their sleepwears for some reason. So ignore Miles in this fit. Honestly, it's amazing. I don't it makes me laugh every time I see it. I tried to keep it out of the videos because it looks so dumb, but yeah, this is apparently sleepwear, unintentional, but it makes me laugh every time. Anyways, so Mars has gotten up. It's about, I don't know, 6 a.m, very early. The sun has just started to rise. Where's the sun? Oh, where is the sun? There it is. The sun is just starting to rise. He's gonna go ahead and come out into the kitchen, and he's gonna grab a couple of carrots here so that he can go out and give them to Kristen. Of course, Kristen slept in the stables last night because Maia's here, and with everything that he found out about Kristen, he obviously took Maia's side, and when when he went out there to try and talk to Kristen, to try and hear maybe her side of the story a little bit, she just didn't say anything. She was just sat there, not saying a word. So he said to just stay out there for the night. So obviously Kristen slept out there last night. But as much as what he found out last episode really, you know, made him rethink his whole sister's personality, I guess, it's still his sister at the end of the day. So he is going to go ahead and grab a couple of carrots to take out to Kristen to, you know, get her fed. It sounds like she's the horse. Oh my God. So like give her some food and keep her needs up and whatever, and maybe try and talk to her today. So Miles is going to go ahead and start walking over to the stable. He's got the carrots in his pocket probably. Oh, that's kind of gross, isn't it? These are not very nice looking trousers. And he's decided to just wander on over to the stable. But as he's approaching, he looks over to try and see Kristen, and he can't see anyone there. He immediately runs on over to the stable to see where on earth Kristen is. He checks in the sleeping bag and there is no one there at all. And the bed isn't even made. All of a sudden, his mind starts going to all of these different places as to where she could be. So he starts looking around every place that she could possibly be at. He looks all the way around the stables and she is nowhere to be seen. He can't shout out her name because of the risk of zombies, and we obviously know that they can be attracted by noise, so he knows that, you know, shouting out their name is the wrong move right now. He runs over to the crop shed, but she's not there. Then he runs over to the toilets and checks in there, but again, she's not there. He checks in every room of the house, sprinting through the cabin, checking every single room, wondering if maybe she was just washing her hands in the sink, or maybe she was just having a bath. But again, she's not there. And by this point, everyone in the ranch has woken up, hearing him run around, trying to find out where Kristen is. So everyone is awake and wondering where the hell she could have gone. They check around every square inch of the ranch, trying to figure out where she could be, checking every single fence, every single different part of this entire, you know, enclosed area, looking around all of the different back bits. Maybe she's just hid somewhere, maybe she's just sat somewhere, maybe she didn't feel safe out there, so she decided to go somewhere else and hide instead. They all stood out here trying to discuss where she could be as they all come back from searching their corners of the ranch, and none of them have any luck of finding Kristen whatsoever. And as they're all discussing it, Adeline's eyes quickly widen as she looks over into the distance and puts her hand over her mouth. Miles notices this, so he follows where Adeline's eyes are looking, and as they look over, they see none other than Kristen walking by as a zombie. As Miles sees this, he immediately starts hyperventilating. His breath is fast and he is freaking out to another extent right now. He can't breathe. His breaths are shallow and he is stood there unable to make any sense of what has just happened and what he has just saw right now. Watching his own sister walk by looking like this and being something that is no longer human is giving him a massive panic attack. Miles starts trying to run over to Kristen, but Adeline quickly grabs onto his arm and pulls him away, saying, "Miles, don't do this right now, okay?" And as he watches his sister wander by, looking for flesh, looking for something to eat, Miles stands there watching Kristen go by as he's unable to breathe, unable to speak, unable to do anything with his body. He stands there with Adeline holding onto his arm while she makes sure that he does not go over there right now and risk his life for someone that isn't a person anymore. And as Miles is stood there breathing so incredibly fast, tears start forming and start rolling down his cheeks as his lip quivers and as his whole body feels like it's completely shutting down as he's just lost his sister. Adeline watches Miles as he does this, trying to comfort him to the best that she can, and she ushers the others to go inside. He just needs to do this right now, and she thinks that Miles wouldn't want all of these people around him for this. And when Adeline is ushering them to go inside, she notices that Erin and Niko are holding hands throughout this. The minute they saw Kristen as a zombie, they immediately held onto each other's hands out of pure shock, and it was the first thing that both of them wanted to do. So they've all headed inside as Miles and Adeline stand out here. As the others leave, Miles just drops down to the ground, unable to even use his legs anymore to even function. And he drops down to the ground as Adeline continues to hold onto his arm and trying to comfort him as he sits here and as he cries, whilst Kristen is still out there walking by. And Miles continues to sit out here with Adeline next to him as Adeline holds on to him and tries to be there the best that she can, and also forces herself not to cry and to be the braver person during this, because this is the first time that Miles has really cracked like this and really broken down and not been the brave person of the bunch. And they stay out here for a few hours with Miles physically unable to move and to not see Kristen. And in the living room, as Miles and Adeline stay outside, we have everyone in here sat around the living room. No one is saying a word or doing anything. They are just sat around in shock. Erin and Niko continue to hold hands as Erin sobs into Niko's shoulder as they sit here. As we know, Erin and Kristen were quite close, you know, they got on really well. So even though Erin knows about what happened between Maia and Kristen, she's still feeling really upset right now to see that, and also the fact that Miles has got to deal with this, and Adeline and all of them have got to deal with this loss. So during the few hours that Adeline and Miles are outside for, the 5 of them do the exact same, and they just don't move. They don't say anything. They don't think anything. They just sit here and just sit in silence. And eventually, after a few hours, Miles decides to try to move and stand up. So Adeline grabs onto him and takes him inside. The others watch as Adeline and Miles make their way inside and go straight into the only bedroom. Miles slowly makes his way over to the bed and gets in it, lying on the top and just staring over at the wall. Still hasn't said a word about anything, but by now, because of how much crying he's just done, he's just about out of tears, and he's just instead at the point where he is just staring and not saying anything. Adeline stays next to Miles in case he needs anything, holding onto his arm still, making sure that if he needs a glass of water or food or the toilet or anything, that she will be there to help him and staying by him. Now, normally Adeline would do her best to try to talk about it or to, you know, make the situation better by talking, because that tends to be her signature move, you know, like that's kind of her thing. She likes to talk a lot, but in this scenario, she knows the best thing to do right now for Miles is to just be there for him in a physical way rather than, you know, an emotional way, I guess, and rather than in a social way. Like, just having someone next to him, in her opinion, is all that he needs. And so far, I mean, is it working? I don't know, but she feels at least like she's helping, because she would not forgive herself if she was just like sat in the attic or not helping him out during this. Erin continues to cry into Niko's shoulder as Niko tries to comfort her, and Maia and Xavier just sit there still not saying a word. It's getting a little bit later in the day, so Adeline is going to go ahead and come out here and grab herself and Miles a couple of carrots and a glass of water. As much as he probably doesn't really want to eat right now, he's still gonna, so he is going to go ahead and have some of the carrots along with Adeline as well. And Erin has stopped crying now, so she is going to go ahead and grab out some carrots for everyone else as well, put them on the side so that anyone can eat them if they want. Honestly, we're running kind of low on food because, of course, this morning it's not like, you know, Erin has really been harvesting or anything. No one's done anything to do with the plants, so we don't really have much food left, but hopefully we have enough to last us at least for the day. Erin's gonna go ahead and get herself a bath because she's currently not doing great stink wise, and also she's a bit hungry still, so she needs to eat some more food. But everyone's kind of around here again, still not really saying a word, but kind of just trying to, you know, eat and make sure that their needs are all at least okay, and at least these guys have air as well. Xavier has noticed that the water in the wash tub is disgusting, so he's gonna go ahead and replace it. He's gone out to the water pump and got some water, and he's also gonna start doing the laundry. Out of everyone right now, he's kind of like, well, no one else is really gonna do this, so he's gonna decide to do it himself and trying to clean up for them because he is staying here, obviously. And whilst Erin is in the bath, Niko's gonna go ahead and plant some of the carrots that Erin never planted and grab some of the food off of the plants. Of course, Niko is upset about Kristen. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but like, despite everything Kristen has done that they found out about, they still were with Kristen for a while, obviously. So I still think that this would be really difficult, and also losing someone anyways is a hard thing. So this is really taking a toll on pretty much everybody in the household right now. And Tio's gone ahead and come out to see Bo the horse and cleaning his bed and basically just, you know, doing all of the stuff that he needed to do to try to get his mind off of it and to, you you know, take care of someone else. Niko went ahead and repaired this clothesline. It wasn't that difficult to do. I don't know if it was the snow or what that had broken it, but they've gone ahead and done that. So now Xavier has gone ahead and hung out the clothes on the wash line, because as you can see, everyone's clothes are really not looking good right now. They're all very stinky, and there's honestly a mess everywhere. Like if you look in this attic right now, oh dear lord, it is disastrous up here. So everywhere in the house, every inch of the house, even before it was already disgustingly bad, but now no one's doing anything for the whole day. And obviously Sims time, that's probably like, you know, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I don't know. So it's quite a long time to, you know, not do something. Babes, do not make snow angels at this time. What are you doing? Oh dear lord. Okay, no. As Niko is sat inside and Erin's gone out to the toilet, they notice that Tio is coming in with a sleeping bag in his arms. Niko wonders why he's got you know, the sleeping bag that he used outside. So Niko goes over to Tio and says, Tio, you're sleeping inside? And Tio just looks at the ground and kind of goes, yeah, Niko, look, I know that Bo is just a horse, okay? I know that you all thought I was like crazy for being out there with a horse and taking care of this horse, you know, a lot, but it was nice, you know? It was nice just having him there, and it kind of did feel like he was there and he was with me, and it just felt nice. I just after everything that's happened with Kristen, okay, I just want to stay inside. I just want to be near like you guys, you know, and be near the people that are still here, because at least, you know, you've never left me like Bo or like my mom did. If it's okay, I'm gonna stay in here for a bit, or from now on. I said goodbye to Bo. Well, Blue is, I think, actually his name, right? I said goodbye to Blue, and I just came inside, but yeah, I knew that was just a horse, okay? I knew that wasn't Bo. It was better to pretend like he'd come back as a stupid horse than it was to face facts, but now I don't know. I need to be grown up for this, and I need to face the facts at this point. Niko just stares at Tio and just laughs and just says, God damn it, Tio. And they just hug, and both of them are on each other's shoulders, just smiling. And honestly, Tio is happy to be back inside and to be with people, you know, not some daydream. There's some hope, some fancy world where he believed that Bo the horse was a horse, which he never actually believed. Like from the very beginning, he knew, okay? He knew that he was just a horse, but it just felt better for him to pretend for a while. But the reality of Kristen being a zombie has just kicked in, and seeing all of them react in such a horrible way, he does not want to be the next victim of the zombie apocalypse, and he does not want to be out there where she was sleeping and become a zombie like she did and not have any choice about it. And he wants to survive this, and he wants to be with Niko and his friends that he's made along the way, you know? So Tio is going to go ahead and sleep inside. I'm not sure where, but I'm sure he could just place down the sleeping bag somewhere in here. There we go. We'll just place it there for the time being, and he can go ahead and sleep in there from now on. It's a much better place for him to sleep. He's got the fire there, which he can't actually light because he's terrified of fire, but if he could, he would light the fire, and he can stay in here. And obviously Niko is very happy about this. It was always a worry that something could go wrong out there. It was dangerous from the beginning, so Niko is very happy after seeing someone that, you know, Miles cared about returned. They're happy that, you know, Tio's in here now. We're also gonna go ahead and plant another carrot in here whilst Erin... Okay, never mind, we can't. Well, okay, if we could, we would, but we can't, so we shan't, okay? Why is it every time any of my Sims get out of the bath, it always looks like this? Like, what are you guys doing in there? I've never seen a bath look like this in real life. Like, how... I mean, I guess it's wooden, so fair enough. But still, what kind of, like, fungus is growing off of you to get to that point? Jesus H. Christ, people. Just, I don't know, washing the sink or something. It's not right. It's not right. I don't know how they do it. Whilst Adeline is helping Miles out, of course, Erin is gonna take care of baby Halo. This is honestly one of the first times that she's really interacted with Halo. Like, she's obviously, you know, talked to her a bit. Talked to her? You can't really talk. It's not really a conversation, is it? But she's obviously, like, took care of her a little bit before, but this is the first time she's really, you know, taking care of her a lot and making sure she's okay. Changing a nappy, which I dread. I don't know. Honestly, so sorry for you, Erin, right now, but she is looking at Halo and seeing this new life that's been brought into the world, and it's taking her mind a little bit off of Kristen, and she's very happy to be looking after her right now. And just look at, oh, those little hands, they're so cute with their little, like, how many pixels is that? Not many, but they look kind of not like fingers, but that's okay. It's the thought that counts, isn't it? But yeah, she's gonna take care of the baby. She also might clean up a little bit while she's up here, because Adeline hasn't really had a chance as of lately because of, well, so much going on, clearly. And I think, to be honest, that we're probably gonna have quite early nights. I don't think that any of them want to stay up any longer than they need to. Oh my good God. First of all, don't want to die. Anyways, that was awkward. That is disgusting. It seemed like I felt like I was choking on the scent of that then. Actually, take that back. The stench of that then. Like, that is disgusting. What are you people wearing? Jesus. No, to be fair, I kind of understand it, but still. I've forgotten whose bed is who. Okay, that's your bed. Adeline, you're probably going to sleep in here with Miles as well. Everyone is going to head to bed pretty early. Oh my god, the baby's crying again. Are you joking me? Okay, Tio, I know that babies aren't really your thing, but I think it might be your turn. I'm so sorry. I do not envy you. Oh, it's the nappy as well. I am so sorry, my darling. I truly apologize for what you have to do today. But yes, you do need to change this nappy. Oh my god. Okay, well, I'm sure he's content about that. Just kidding. He's definitely not. Okay, he's literally gone up there for like 2 seconds and he's back down. He's like, no, that's enough for me. That's enough baby time for one lifetime. Let's just say that. And he's gonna head to bed. He's also got a single lovely lifestyle. That's kind of funny to me. He saw the baby and he was like, yeah, no, I'm not having one of these. No, thank you. If I'm single, that could not happen. He's like, absolutely not, darling. No, not for me. And it's the middle of the night and the baby's crying. Erin, apparently somehow heard this. Very impressive. The reason it's up here, she's up here, sorry, is so that we don't have to hear the sound of the baby. But I mean, sure, I can see Erin being pretty good with babies, so I think she'll spend a lot of time with her. And again, it does take her mind off of things and it makes her feel happy to just look at this tiny little face that hasn't felt any of these things just yet. However, we are in an apocalypse, so give it time, I guess. I don't know. Apparently, I just love torturing my Sims. Honestly, I feel like every episode gets sadder and sadder. Oh, look at her face. Oh my god, I love Erin so much. What are you guys' favorite comments? What are you guys' favorite character? Let me know in the comments below. I have to say, I love Adeline, but I also love Erin. But I also love Miles. I love a lot of them. I know that a lot of you guys have different favorites. Some of you guys hate Adeline. Some of you guys love Adeline. Some of you guys hate, I don't know, Tio or Miles. And some of you guys love them. And like, I just find it interesting. That's exactly what I wanted out of my Sims. Like, I did not want to make Sims that every single person loved and then every single person hated, if that makes sense. Like, there's no bad character inherently. It's just everyone has their own flaws. And I think that it's more interesting this way because not everyone is gonna have a same favorite. Like, that's the whole point, you know? But anyways, enough of that ramble. I'm gonna go back downstairs. Let's head back down and maybe have a carrot as a midnight snack again. Imagine wanting to snack. Oh, we have all of this stuff. Oh, none of it's grown. Okay. Oh wait, one of it's grown. Wow. Okay, well, that was less interesting than I thought it would be. I was like, oh my god, we have so much food. No, we don't have that much food. I really thought I was about to go out there and there was gonna be like a mound of carrots. And again, honestly, do we need any more carrots at this point? Not really. A little bit confused as to why it says Christmas sent Miles a gift. Look for it arriving in the mail soon. I really hope not. Also, that would be so awkward. Like, you got this like one toilet and you just kind of like go in and you just see someone else there and it's like, oh, hi, Tio. Like, I don't think these guys really know each other that well, so that's kind of funny to me. So it's now the next morning and Miles hears some like rumbling going on outside in the kitchen. He can hear like some banging, some drawers opening, some, you know, movement going on around there, louder than normal. Also, babes, lovely position. I've got you there. Love that for you. And he is like, what is going on right now? Like, he barely got any sleep last night, honestly, if any. He was basically just staring at the wall the entire night. He also really wishes that he, you know, got a chance to talk to Kristen about stuff with Maia. And to make matters even worse, he was the one that told Kristen to stay out there for the night. Like, he's the one that said you should stay out there because he just wanted Maia to stay inside. And that's the reason she's a zombie now. So Miles is gonna go ahead and get up and walk on out into the kitchen. And out here, he sees Maia and Xavier both collecting things and putting stuff into their backpack. As Miles walks into the room, they all look on over to see him as he walks in very, very slowly, and they all turn around to see if he's okay. Maia looks over to Miles and just says, Miles, but he cuts her off and he says, you're leaving? Maia just wipes a tear off of her cheek and sniffles as she says, I can't with all this, okay, Miles? I'm sorry. It's too much. There's too much happening right now, and I can't. I need to get out of here. I need to leave. I need to go somewhere else. First with my grandparents, and now with Kristen. And she just stops herself and she just looks over at him, feeling so guilty after just saying that, hoping it doesn't, you know, make him even worse, make him even more sad. But she just continues and says, I've got to go, okay? I'm sorry. I can't stay in this place anymore. I can't be here. I can't look around. It's a haunted place. It's everywhere I look. There's someone else that's gone or died or something's happened here. And I'm sorry about Kristen. And I know that you must be feeling a lot right now, but so am I. And I need to get out of here, okay? And I just started doing stuff for myself. And this is one of the times where I need to just do it for me and be selfish, okay? And Miles Miles just stares at the ground as Maia is saying all of this. And then he just turns around and goes into the bedroom. Maia stood here wondering where he's just gone. And all of the others are also doing the same thing. Stood there wondering why he's just gone off into the bedroom, whether he's going to come out. After about a minute, he comes back out and he goes over to Maia and he pulls out a picture. He says to Maia, I took this down when we first got here. And then when we saw Hazel and Charlie, I realized it must be them on the photo, and so I gave it to Hazel then, and I thought, you know, you could have it now and remember them. Bye, Maia. And Maia just stares down at this photo, staring at it, looking at herself as a baby with all of her family surrounding her, with Hazel, with Charlie, with her parents and her cousins and brother and everyone around her. She never thought she'd see that photo again. She never thought she'd have a photo of her grandparents with her throughout this journey, but to be able to take that with her now and be able to remember them, and not only just them, but also her entire family, she's so grateful for that. So with tears streaming down her face, she just hugs Miles so tight. When she pulls away, she quickly wipes away all of her tears, takes a deep breath in, and she goes and grabs her backpack and some carrots that Erin gave to her to keep for obviously on the road, and also they can grow them, along with some other things that are in this cabin, because this is her family's cabin. This is, you know, much more of her, for her than it is for them. Maia gives Erin a weak smile as her and Xavier start to walk out, because she's grateful that she got to experience the grave, and also the fact that she's given them some food to take for the road. They probably took a few weapons. And here's the thing, you'd probably think, well, it would make sense for Maia to stay here, right? You know, it's her grandparents' house, and, you know, she could kick them all out and stay there instead, because she has every right to do that. But Maia doesn't want to stay here any longer than she has to. And even just being here for that small amount of time felt like it was bringing back so many things that happened with Kristen. And also to be in the place that feels so haunted by your own family and your grandparents, I don't think you'd ever want to stay there. I think that you would want to get out of there the second you could, because all of these things remind her of her grandparents, but not in a good way. It just reminds her that she didn't get there in time to save them. So she just wants to get out of there, and she just wants to go somewhere else. And, you know, they've survived this long, going house to house, going place to place. She thinks and she knows that her and Xavier can both make it. And they all watch as Maia and Xavier walk out of the cabin, of the ranch, leaving this place behind, leaving all of the horrible things that has happened here behind and going somewhere else. Maia does not want to be stuck in a place that reminds her of her toxic ex. You know, that's just not what she needs. So they've come out here and they're going to decide where to go and just start walking. And Miles just stands inside of the cabin looking out through the window as Maia and Xavier leave, and it feels like a new chapter has started. And honestly, he's really glad that Maia and Xavier have left. Not in a way of like he wants them gone, but in a way of like, you know, Maia's always going to remind him of Kristen, and Maia deserves the happiness that she can get, and she deserves to go out there and find a new place to live with people that aren't her ex and her grandparents. The truth is, no one's ever really going to know what exactly happened to Kristen. They will never know how exactly she got bitten. Did she go out there because she saw something? Did she see someone? Did she get too close to the fence and a zombie managed to get her? Did she speak too loud and the zombies heard her? Or did she go out there of her own free will? They'll never know what truly happened last night, but whatever did happen, it's led to heartbreak and anger and sadness and confusion, and they'll never know what happened last night. But what they do know is that Kristen's gone. She's a zombie. She isn't human anymore, and she isn't herself anymore. So anyways, guys, that is where I'm going to leave this episode. So I feel like I have a few things to say. Number one, you guys had a lot of different opinions about Kristen, whether there was two sides of the story. You know, maybe Kristen just didn't really realize that she was, you know, acting so toxic towards Maia, or maybe something happened in the past or whatever. And a lot of different opinions. But the thing is I kind of just wanted to wrap up this storyline. Basically, because I've only got 2 episodes left after this, there's a lot of other stuff I'd rather focus on. And honestly, Kristen just was never one of my favorites. She was at the very beginning, but I just never really connected with her so much. And also I knew from the beginning when I first first originally created the story, that I wanted her to be, you know, a toxic person in a relationship. So personally, I never, you know, loved her or anything like that, and her character just wasn't that interesting to me. So that is why I kind of have wrapped up this story quite quickly. And yes, I know this was another really sad one. I feel like I'm trying to balance the sadness with the happiness, but it's kind of difficult because they are in an apocalypse. Like, of course, this isn't going to be a happy series. You know, I'm not doing like rainbows and unicorns let's play in The Sims 4, am I? Like, this is obviously not going to be very happy. Also, another thing I want to note is that in case it wasn't clear, I'm definitely not enjoying recording this series as much as I was before. I actually really enjoyed recording this episode for some reason because it's really sad, but I really enjoyed doing it. But if you hadn't noticed, obviously the episode's getting shorter, and you know, I feel like I'm putting a bit less effort into each one. It's just because I'm ready to finish this series now. You know, it's 25 episodes will be the finale, and that's a long time. Like, that's a lot of episodes for me. I've never done a series like this before in my life. Also, yeah, the picture thing with Miles. So previously he had given Hazel the picture. However, I never showed that. The thing is when I have this many storylines to try to keep track of, obviously some stuff is going to get lost and some stuff I'm going to forget about. And I've also never done anything like this before. I'm not a writer. Like, I've never written anything like this. I've never done anything like this in The Sims. So, you know, naturally I'm not going to be perfect at it yet, or probably ever. You know, it's going to take a while for me to get every storyline straight and stuff. So that is why there's maybe a few things I'm missing out. So I do apologize for that. But yeah, I think this is a good way to end Kristen's story. We don't know what actually happened to her. We don't know, like, if she wanted to tell Miles anything or whatever, which is horrible. But yeah, so hopefully you guys liked this episode. I know it was really sad, but I think it was a good episode nonetheless. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and let me know what you think is going to happen in the last 2 episodes of this series. The finale is definitely going to be a big one. I'll probably do it as a premiere. Actually, I will do it as a premiere. Definitely be a premiere on my YouTube channel because I really want to do like a really long episode, probably like it might be like 40 minutes at least, and I want it to be like this really big final episode with a lot of stuff happening and a lot of things closed. Not everything will be closed, of course, because, you know, I'm always going to keep stuff up for interpretation. But yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. Remember to like, comment, subscribe to wherever you want, and I'll see you guys in the video. I love you guys. Goodbye.